The medical car and the leading car are ready. Cars that are on the grid are ready too. Mikon Nukia will take no part in today's race as the field moves away on the final formation lap before round 6 of the FIA World Touring Car Championship. Hopefully nothing in the fact that Thiago Monteiro moved relatively slowly away from his grid spot. He's now back in front of Rob Huff, our race 1 winner, and a very disheartening view from Alain Menu. That starting at the back of the field is never good news.
I was just about to say, I hope we've got a good camera in Alain's car, but you know, he's just got to keep a clear head. He must be gutted after race 1. He's, you know, it's a rough thing, but he's just got to try and clear his head and see what ground he can make up, and hopefully he's on for a stonking race.
I tell you what, look at the calendar. If somebody said, I'm going to start you at the back on the final row of one race this year, you have to choose the track it's going to be.
Yeah.
This would be the track. You're never going to choose to start on the back row, but this would be the track. In yesterday's World Series race, again, don't forget, identical cars, from 26th to 6th position, Daniel Ricciardo. All right, he had 45 minutes to do it, but he made most of it up in about 12-15 minutes. At the slipstream here, you know, Menu, without question, has got a very fast car. Lots of slipstreaming, long straights. It's a wide, fast track. He's got potential here to overtake like no other track in the calendar.
We just got to hope his car's all straight and he can fight, give it a good fight.
Absolutely. There's Eric Neve, Rupert Mannering, the head of the commercial arm of RML, in the back of the garage as well. Ray Mallock will be with the mechanics on the pit wall at the end of the first lap. Everybody in blue there, looking as the rest of the teams are up and down the pit lane with nervous anticipation at their screens. Cars in the formation lap weaving around the historic Parkland circuit of Monza, famously in the Royal Park in this town north of the city of Milan. There is Ray Mallock, as ever, looking just a little nervous before the getaway. Thiago Monteiro's yellow and black Seat Leon TDI leads the field. How many times have the Seats led the field over the last few years? But at the moment they don't have necessarily the best car. Doesn't mean they don't have the potential to be a winning car here. Here at Monza, all sorts of magic can be at work. Christian Poulsen, good starting position for him as well, in 7th place on the grid. He leads the Yokohama Trophy from Javi Villa and Norbert Michelis, who have squeezed themselves ahead of Darrell Young with some good results. Darrell also having a good run in the yellow Bamboo Engineering Chevrolet. He starts this race in 6th position, as he did race 1. Rob Huff on pole for race 1, which he won under real pressure all the way through, and he now starts on the outside of the front row for race 2. 9 laps of the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, and Matt, it was a massive high tension race in race 1. Some overtaking up and down the order, but the battle for victory was a real nail biter, edge of the seat one, and I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park for anyone.
Yeah, it's who can get off the line first. The diesel Seat's got some more torque to get away from the line, but
Oh no, that's just a frozen image. I thought Robert Dahlgren had pulled off, but no, that was just a bizarrely frozen image. Here he is. Well, that's good news. Don't want to lose the Volvo either. But it was parked on the way around the Parabolica. That would have definitely been an aborted start. There is the Volvo then. Yes, it's
whoever can get down to that first corner first, it's going to depict the whole race.
The problem then is that they're going to be the sitting duck in the targets of everybody behind them. Winning it into the first corner doesn't mean winning it out of the last corner. At Monza, of all tracks, that much is true. The cars are starting to form up on the grid. Our poleman closest to the camera, Thiago Monteiro, and Alain Menu, who should be starting in 5th place after damage in race 1, is down at the back of the grid. Fingers crossed in the Zengo team As their man, Norbert Michaelis, will start in 8th position. BMW driver just off the podium in race 1. It's Montero and Huff on the front row. BMWs from 4th on back. Very slow start from Daryl Young in the yellow Chevrolet. Loads of wheel spin. Huffy's got alongside. Muller's being swamped. There are BMWs everywhere around Ivan Muller. Poulsen with Michaelis behind him. Down the outside comes Javi Villa. That's the first of the BMWs. He's in the danger zone though, as we expected. Huff leads there safely. Oh, Huff jumped the chicane and straight through goes 25. Mehdi Banani. He'll have to give loads of places back. He's going to be very slow. Coronel goes around the outside of him just about, but loses ground. And Huff leads, but he's going to have to give that lead surely or risk a penalty, and you can't fight a penalty after the race. You can always fight to take the lead back after you've given it away. Coronel around the outside of Michaelis. Huff from Montero. Poulsen in 3rd. Oh, and again it's another Pro Team car, this time 20, as Javi Villa goes straight through the Ravazza. And so too did Daryl Young, who is in all sorts of trouble. He's plunged like a stone down into the mid-teens as everybody swarms by him. Wow. And somebody's got action damage behind their tyres, smoke pouring off the back of one of the BMWs, I think, and it looked like somebody went off in the background there as well in Lesmo 2. Meanwhile, Huff still leads. Is he going to give it back, Matt?
Well, he was in front when he went over there, so it's not as though he used the shortcut to get past anybody. So
gaining an advantage by exceeding the track limits. You don't have to overtake. Think of Lewis Hamilton. Gaining an advantage. But that is the critical phrase.
Did he gain an advantage?
He was no closer, Montero, than when Huff jumped the chicane. He was further away. Huff had an advantage. Muller swings round. Now it's academic. Huff can't give the place back to Montero. That option has gone. Now he's got to run away and hide so that if he does get a time penalty, it will be mitigated by his speed. If he gets a drive-through, an active race penalty, then he is really in the kibosh. Where's Menu?
Well, he's not going to drive away.
16th to 13th. No, Muller's going to make sure of that unless Montero can do something about him. Tarquini, incidentally, there 7th ahead of Engstler and Villa. Well, it's going to be tough on Rob Huff if he does get a penalty, but we'll have to look at a replay. My thinking is it may easily be judged that he gained an advantage by exceeding the track limits.
No, I think he was in front, so...
He was in front, but he was further in front by shortcutting the chicane. If that is judged to be the case, there could well be a penalty. And now he doesn't have the option of slowing down and waving Montero through without giving the win to Muller.
Yes, it's a difficult one, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and that was Tarquini and Villa. Or Engstler, no, Villa, I think. And was it Tarquini? It was red and white. I think it was Gabrielli. I'm afraid.
No, it wasn't.
No, I think it was. Oh, no, maybe it was Freddie Bart. Maybe it was Freddie Bart and Mehdi Banani. They were 11th and 12th. Well, there is Tarquini, and behind him is Engstler. Where's Villa?
Yeah, I think it might have been Freddie Bart.
There's Engstler, there's Daryl Young, there's Villa. In that case, it was Bart and Banani. And again, Mehdi Banani started 5th, was 12th, now in the barriers. So, Menu is currently, was 13th. He's at the back of the train there, hidden from view. Coronel and Michaelis. Norbert hangs on in front of Tom. That is the battle for 5th position behind Christian Poulsen.
Muller's reeling Huffy in as well.
In fact, that was Michaelis passing Coronel, and here comes Tarquini on Tom. So Huff and Muller 6/10 apart. Muller a 1 minute 59.3. Now we see what the Chevrolet can do when Muller's got his tail up. He doesn't want Huff to get even further ahead in the championship. Now the pressure is going to be on Rob Huff to try and win this one. Montero 3rd, Poulsen in 4th, ahead of Michaelis and Coronel. 3 BMWs, 4th, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, Muller took almost a full second out of Huffy that lap, and he hasn't got to look back and worry about Alain now. All he's got to do is concentrate on drafting and getting past Huffy, and Huffy is going to have his hands full because Ivan's going to be very mindful. He's had no win this year. know, and Huff is getting away in the points, so, you know, he's going to want to stamp his authority back in the team.
And Menu comes past Javi Villa. That is for 10th place. He gets in front of the Spaniard. And again, Villa's race hasn't gone quite the way he would have hoped either. Well, he's already passed Bart. Now he's in front of Javi Villa. So he's gone from 12th to 11th to 10th in one sector. That's not bad progress, is it? This is lap 3 of 9. Oh, was he ever not going to be trying? Now we're going to see what these Chevrolets can produce. 38.2 first sector for Rob Huff, 37.9 for Ivan Muller. That's what the slipstream is doing. And Menu, incidentally, 38.2 first sector as well. Really flying.
Unfortunately, I think the writing might be on the wall for Huffy in this one.
Huff has got to just, you know, Midland leg and take his defence, because Muller is going to attack at every single corner. But Huff has to make sure he always has to go the long way round. Muller on the inside, but he can't because Rob's got the momentum. Rob takes the inside line. Muller now must go the long way, and he's not been in the slipstream long enough to really benefit. This is both engines howling away, and Huff is trying to defend and get some clean track under his tyres as he brakes as late as he humanly dares and just gets his nose back in front. We've got 5 more laps of this after this one, and it is going to go all the way to the line. Huff and Muller 0.07 of a second apart at the line, and there's Montero in third with Poulsen and Michaelis attacking him. The leaders come down to the Ravazza. Huff from Muller, and Montero is really in the firing line. Look at this. Christian Poulsen wants a podium. Michaelis in the orange and black car, who was 4th, really wants a podium. Tarquini can't get stopped for the Ravazza and goes the short way through it behind the 3 BMWs. But again, all eyes are going to be torn between the battles up and down the order, and that for the lead. And it is all about whether Rob Huff can do what he did in race 1, cling on for 9 laps of relentless attack. Oh, Matt, it's going to be another. His mum and dad and sister and everybody are just going to be holding their breath and everything crossed, because this is going to be a really tough win if he can
Whoever
cling
wins
on.
this out of these two is going to earn it.
Yeah, no question. And again, you know, Muller, if it was a rival team, a rival manufacturer, could just lean a little bit more. Having had that incident with Menu in race 1, he daren't get into the same situation in race 2. Behind, Michaelis and Poulsen are working the inside line to try and tow up behind Thiago Montero. There are the leaders, and Montero is just in front. Michaelis and Poulsen may fall into squabbling with each other. Look at the orange and black Zengo BMW. It's got the tow. Is he going to pull out and look for 4th place as Muller tries to go again around the long way? But again, Matt, coming a long way down the straight before he even gets alongside means that Huff's defence is possible.